A comprehensive history of the Greek Empire. The history of the Greek Empire is not a single, continuous political entity, but rather a rich tapestry of civilizations, city-states, and empires that emerged from and were deeply influenced by Greek culture, language, and thought. This history spans millennia, from the early Bronze Age to the fall of the Byzantine Empire, leaving an indelible mark on Western civilization. Ancient Greece, c. 1200 BC to 146 BC. Ancient Greece refers to the period from the Greek Dark Ages to the Roman conquest. It is often considered the cradle of Western civilization, laying the foundations for democracy, philosophy, science, art, and literature. The Greek Dark Ages, c. 1200, c. 800 BC. Following the collapse of the Mycenaean civilization, around 1200 BC, Greece entered a period characterized by a decline in population, literacy, and material culture. This era is archaeologically marked by proto-geometric and geometric pottery styles. Despite the decline, it was a formative period during which the foundations for the later city-states were laid. Iron replaced bronze as the primary metal for tools and weapons. The Archaic period, c. 804–80 BC. This period saw the emergence and development of the polis, city-state, as the fundamental unit of political organization. The mountainous geography of Greece encouraged the development of independent city-states, each with its own unique political and social institutions. Rise of the polis. City-states like Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes developed distinct forms of governance. From oligarchies to early forms of democracy, in Athens, colonization. Greeks established colonies across the Mediterranean and Black Sea, spreading their culture and facilitating trade. Cultural developments. The Greek alphabet was developed. Early literature, like Homer's epics, emerged, and early forms of sculpture and architecture began to take shape. c. The Classical period, 480 to 323 BC, often considered the Golden Age of Greece. This era was marked by significant cultural, political, and military achievements. The Greco-Persian Wars, 492 to 449 BC, a series of conflicts between the Greek city-states and the mighty Persian Empire. Key battles include Marathon, 490 BC, Thermopylae, 480 BC, Salamis, 480 BC, and Plataea, 479 BC. The Greek victory, especially the unity shown by many city-states, fostered a sense of Greek identity and prevented Persian domination. Athenian hegemony and the Delian League. After the Persian Wars, Athens rose to prominence, forming the Delian League, an alliance initially for defense against Persia. Over time, Athens transformed it into an empire, extracting tribute from its members. This period saw the flourishing of Athenian democracy under leaders like Pericles. The Peloponnesian War, 431 to 404 BC, a devastating civil war between the Athenian-led Delian League and the Spartan-led Peloponnesian League. This protracted conflict weakened the Greek city-states significantly, leading to widespread poverty and instability. Sparta emerged victorious with Persian aid, but its hegemony was short-lived. Philosophical and artistic flourishing. This period produced some of the most influential thinkers in history. Socrates, c. 470–399 BC, pioneered the Socratic method of questioning and ethical inquiry. Plato, c. 428–348 BC, student of Socrates, founded the Academy and developed the theory of forms. Aristotle, 384–322 BC, student of Plato, tutored Alexander the Great and made significant contributions to logic, metaphysics, ethics, politics, and natural sciences, art and architecture, characterized by idealized human forms, balance, and harmony. Iconic structures like the Parthenon, Doric order, were built, and sculpture reached new heights of naturalism. The rise of Macedon and Alexander the Great, 359–323 B.C. Following the Peloponnesian War, the Greek city-states remained fragmented and weakened. Philip II of Macedon. Philip II unified Macedon and through military innovation and diplomatic skill, brought most of the Greek city-states under Macedonian control by 338 BC. Alexander the Great. Philip's son, Alexander III, 356–323 BC, inherited a powerful kingdom and a disciplined army. He embarked on a series of unprecedented conquests, overthrowing the Persian Empire and extending his empire from Greece to India. Conquests. Major victories include the Battle of Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela. He founded numerous cities, including Alexandria in Egypt. Legacy. Alexander's conquests spread Greek culture, language, Koine Greek, and ideas across a vast territory, leading to the Hellenistic Age. His sudden death in 323 BC without a clear successor led to the fragmentation of his empire among his generals, the Diadochi II. The Hellenistic period, 323–31 BC. This era followed Alexander's death and saw the division of his empire into several large Hellenistic kingdoms, including the Seleucid Empire, Asia, the Ptolemaic Kingdom, Egypt, and the Antigonid Kingdom, Macedon and Greece. Spread of Greek culture, Greek language, art, architecture, and philosophy became dominant throughout the Eastern Mediterranean and Near East, blending with local cultures to create a vibrant Hellenistic civilization. New centers of learning. Cities like Alexandria, with its famous library and museum, and Pergamon became major intellectual and cultural hubs. Art and architecture. Hellenistic art became more dramatic, emotional, and realistic, moving away from the idealism of the classical period. Examples include the Laocoon Group and the Great Altar of Pergamon. III Roman, Greece, 146 BC to 330 AD. The Roman Republic gradually gained influence and control over Greece. Macedonian Wars. Rome's involvement in the Macedonian Wars, 215–148 BC, against the Kingdom of Macedon, steadily increased its power in the region. Conquest of Greece, 146 BC. The Achaean War culminated in the Roman defeat of the Achaean League at the Battle of Corinth in 146 BC. The Romans sacked Corinth, symbolizing the end of Greek independence. Greece became a Roman province, Achaia, cultural exchange. While politically subjugated, Greek culture profoundly influenced Rome. Roman elites adopted Greek art, philosophy, literature, and educational practices, leading to a Greco-Roman cultural synthesis. Economic recovery. After initial devastation from Roman civil wars, Greece experienced economic recovery under Roman administration. 4. The Byzantine Empire, 330 AD to 1453 AD. The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Eastern Roman Empire, is the direct continuation of the Roman Empire in the East, with its capital at Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul. While Roman in its political institutions, it became increasingly Greek in culture and language. Founding of Constantinople, 330 AD. Emperor Constantine I dedicated New Rome on the site of the ancient Greek colony of Byzantium, renaming it Constantinople. This strategic location at the crossroads of Europe and Asia became the heart of the Eastern Roman Empire. Christianity as state religion. Theodosius I made Christianity the state religion of the Roman Empire, and Constantinople became a major center of Eastern Orthodoxy. Justinian I, 527–565 AD, a powerful emperor who briefly reconquered parts of the former Western Roman Empire, including North Africa and Italy. He also codified Roman law, the Justinian Code, and oversaw the construction of magnificent structures like the Hagia Sophia. Hellenization. Over centuries, Greek largely replaced Latin as the official language, and the empire's culture became distinctly Greek, while still maintaining its Roman legal and administrative framework. Challenges and resurgence. The empire faced numerous invasions from Persians, Arabs, Bulgars, and others. Despite territorial losses, it experienced periods of resurgence, notably under the Macedonian dynasty, late 9th to early 11th centuries, which saw a golden age of art and learning. The Fourth Crusade, 1204 AD. Crusaders sacked Constantinople, leading to the establishment of the Latin Empire and the fragmentation of Byzantine territory into various Greek successor states. For example, Empire of Nicaea, restoration and decline. The Byzantine Empire was restored in 1261 by the Palaiologos dynasty, but it was a shadow of its former self, continually shrinking under pressure from the rising Ottoman Empire. Fall of Constantinople. 1453 AD. The Ottoman army, led by Sultan Mehmed II, captured Constantinople on May 29, 1453, marking the definitive end of the Byzantine Empire and, by extension, the last remnant of the Roman Empire and a significant chapter in Greek history. Legacy of the Greek Empire. The legacy of the Greek Empire in its various forms is immense. Ancient Greece provided the foundational concepts for Western philosophy, democracy, drama, and scientific inquiry. The Hellenistic period spread Greek culture across a vast geographical area, fostering intellectual and artistic exchange. The Byzantine Empire preserved Greco-Roman knowledge and traditions for 1,000 years, acting as a bulwark against invasions and influencing art, architecture, law, and theology throughout Eastern Europe and the Middle East. Its fall marked the end of an era, but its cultural and intellectual contributions continued to resonate globally.